Okay, on this link, we need to find the constant of variation. It's asking us what the constant variation is, which is another name for unit rate. So from this graph, we need to be able to find the unit rate. And how we can do that is use the points of intersection that lie on this graph or this line. So for example, 10 and 20 intersect at that point, which is on the line. And I can follow the graph and find more points of intersection that are on the line. I could choose any one of those points to find my constant of variation or my unit rate. But typically the lower numbers are easier to work with. All right? And it says we need to figure out how many pages per hour. So we're looking for some number of pages for every 1 hour. Pages an hour. All right? So using this point, we can see that we do 20 pages in 10 hours. So basically, we can use a proportion to find our constant of variation. 20 is pages. Pages I have on the top, so I need to put 20 on the top. Hours is in the bottom, which is 10. So I could cross multiply and divide, figure out what the question mark is, or I could simply reduce this fraction. Since we're used to working with proportions and solving those, I'll just cross multiply, divide. 20 times 1 is 20, and these are the two numbers we multiply. 20 times 1 is 20, divide that by 10 equals 2. So my constant of variation is 2. It would be 2 pages for every 1 hour. Okay? Good. Now this one, same thing. We're finding the constant of variation. So we're going to look for points of intersection again. I can see the first one is right here, where 3 and 1 meet, right at that dot. I can follow up the graph and see that there's 2 more. Again, typically the lower numbers are easier to work with. And it says, how much money per cup? So I'm trying to figure out how much money in 1 cup. Okay, so just this information right here actually sets up half of my proportion for me. Now on the other side, I can fill in the numbers that give me this point of intersection, which is $3 for 1 cup. So 3 goes on the top with the money, 1 goes on the bottom with cups. And actually, since there's already a 1 in this ratio, that is my constant of variation. If I didn't see that, then I could cross multiply. 3 times 1 is 3, divide by 1, which is 3. Making my constant of variation 3, so it would be $3 per cup. Good. Okay, once again, finding constant of variation. Let's look for points of intersection. There's 1 here, there's 1 here, there's 1 here. I can use any one of those. And we are looking for how many postcards per day. So some number of postcards for 1 day. Remember, per means 1 per day, so 1 day. On the other side, I use the information from this point of intersection. It's 30 postcards in 10 days. 30 goes on top where postcards are, 10 goes on the bottom where days are. And I solve my proportion. Cross multiply. 3 times 1 is 30. Divide by 10 equals 3. So that's going to give me 3 postcards per day. And that's correct.